I read the signs like a language I didn't speak, looking for anchors when the ground was feeling weak. I saw your silence as a door you locked for good. I misinterpreted the way you stood. I thought the distance was a map of your retreat, so I started packing just to beat the bitter defeat. I was playing chess with a heart that wanted grace, building up a wall just to have a hiding place. I was looking for the exit, eyes fixed on the floor, while you were standing steady with your hand upon the door. You were waiting, and I was only guessing. You were a prayer, and I was just confessing. I thought the end was written in the way you breathed. I didn't see the love that was tucked inside your sleeve. I walked away because I thought you'd already gone, staring at the sunset, missing out on the dawn. Oh, you were waiting, and I was guessing wrong. You were waiting for a word to make it okay, for me to be the one to ask you if you'd stay. But I was busy counting all the things I'd lose, tying up the laces on my leaving shoes. I mistook your patience for a cold and heavy heart, when you were just the glue trying to keep us from the part. Now I'm looking back through a clear set of eyes, seeing all the truth beneath my self-inflicted lies. You were moving on, you were rooted in the sand, just hoping I would reach out and finally take your hand. But I guess you've given up, so I gave up on us too. What a lonely, hollow thing for a fool like me to do. Your sleeve. I walked away because I thought you'd already gone, staring at the sunset, missing out on the dawn. Oh, you were waiting, and I was guessing wrong. I guessed wrong. I saw a shadow and I called it the night. I saw a blink and I thought you lost the light. You were there, you were always there, and I was just guessing. I'm staring at the coffee cup you left beside the sink. It's funny how the smallest things can make a spirit sink. I'm reaching for my phone to tell you something about my day, and I remember that I'm miles and a lifetime far away. The boxes in the hallway, they're all taped up tight and neat, but they can't hold the memories of us dancing in the street. The clock on the wall was a heavy sound, counting the ways I let you down. I'm walking out the door, but my soul is staying put. I'm stuck between the finish line and where I planted foot. And I never meant to leave you, I never meant to go, but the winds of change are screaming things I didn't wanna know. Now there's a ghost in the passenger seat, a hollow in my chest. I'm heading toward a future where I'm second best to rest. I'm chasing your initials on a window blurred with rain. I never meant to leave you, but I'm leaving just the same. Do you hate the way the silence sounds inside our empty room? Does the garden that we planted feel like it'll never bloom? I'm driving through the twilight, watching taillights fade to red, repeating every stay with me that I should've gone and said. They say that time is healing, but it feels like a mistake to trade the love we spent years building for a clean and quiet break. If I turn this car around right now, would you even let me in? Or are we just a story where the ending's where we begin? I'm losing you in increments, a mile at a time. Leaving you behind feels like the world's most lonesome crime. No, I never meant to leave you, I never meant to go, but the winds of change were screaming things I didn't wanna know. Now there's a ghost in the passenger seat, a hollow in my chest. I'm heading toward a future where I'm second best to last. I'm tracing your initials on a window blurred with rain. I never meant to leave you, but I'm leaving just the same. No, I never meant to leave you, I never meant to go, but the winds of change were screaming things I didn't wanna know. Now there's a ghost in the passenger seat, a hollow in my chest. I'm heading toward a future where I'm second best to rest. I'm tracing your initials on a window blurred with rain. I never meant to leave you, but I'm leaving just the same. I'm leaving just the same. God, I'm sorry, I'm halfway gone, but I'm still yours even as I'm closing doors. I never meant to leave you. It's been 3 months since I started, took the line. Since you took your keys and I said I'd be fine. But the muscle memory is a cruel, persistent thing. I still feel the phantom buzz, I still hear the ring. Every time the screen lights up the corner of the room, my heart does a somersault toward a certain doom. I'm reaching for the nightstand before I'm even awake, forgetting for a second all the ground we had to break. I know your number's gone, I deleted every trace, but I can't delete the way the light reflects your face. It's a reflex, it's a habit, it's a slow motion crime. drafts with 1,000 other sides. A graveyard of the misuse and the wish I'd been more wise. The battery is dying, but I'm plugged into the wall. Addicted to the ghost of a missed outgoing call. Is it a sickness or is it just the way I grieve? Believing in a notification that I'll never leave. I'm a prisoner to a piece of glass and glowing light, hoping for a miracle in the middle of the night. But the inbox is empty and the last scene is a lie. Just a digital reminder of the day we said goodbye. A fool's waiting for the sky to turn to blue. I'm scrolling through the silence, I'm staring at the clock, waiting for the digital click of a turning lock. I know you're not calling, I know you moved on, but I'm still holding on to a signal that's gone. Yeah, I still check my phone for you. Tomorrow I'll leave it in the drawer, but I've said that every single night before. So miss the battery, just a battery. I found your letter in a box beneath the bed. The ink was fading on the things you never said, but my words are fresh, they're burning in my throat. A heavy anchor on a tiny sinking boat. I drove past your house, the lights were all a different hue. There's a swing set in the yard where I used to sit with you. I've got this speech practiced, every line is perfectly in place, but I'm talking to a ghost, I'm looking for a vanished face. I finally found the sorry that I buried in my pride. I finally broke the fever of the coldness deep inside. But the calendar is ruthless and the seasons didn't wait. Now I'm holding a key to a long abandoned gate. It's the apology that came a year too late. A bridge I tried to build after I'd sealed our fate. I'm shouting at the wind, I'm whispering to the rain, trying to wash away a decade's worth of pain. But you found a new sun, you found a different shore, and I'm sorry it doesn't open up that heavy wooden door. It's just a beautiful sound that nobody's listening for. I saw you at the market, you were laughing with a friend. I saw the way his hand found yours at the sidewalk's end. You looked so light, like you'd finally shed the lead of every bitter, jagged word that I had ever fed. I wanted to step forward to say it all at last, but the that's expired on the shelf. I'm only saying sorry just to satisfy myself. Is it a gift or is it poison to bring this to your door when you don't need my healing or my hurting anymore? I'll keep the words inside my pocket, crumpled and gray. The kindest thing I have for you is just to walk away. It's the apology that came a year too late. A bridge I tried to build after it sealed our fate. I'm shouting at the wind, I'm whispering to the rain, trying to wash away a decade's worth of pain. But you found a new sun, you found a different shore, and I'm sorry doesn't open up that heavy wooden door. It's just a beautiful sound that nobody's listening for. So I'll say it to the driveway, I'll say it to the stars. I'm sorry for the wreckage, I'm sorry for the scars. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But the silence is the only thing that's left for us to share. Too late. Your toothbrush is still leaning in the porcelain cup, like it's waiting for a hand that's never picking it up. There's a half-finished book on your side of the bed, with a bookmark on a chapter we never quite read. You didn't pack a bag, you didn't slam the door, you just weren't the person you were the day before. The air didn't shift, the ground didn't shake. There was no grand finale, just a slow motion break. I'm looking for a reason in the static on the screen, searching for a why in the spaces in between. But there's no final curtain, no bow on the stage, just a sudden white wall at the end of the page. And love ended without a goodbye, no storm in the distance, no tear in your eye. The music just stopped in the middle of a beat, and I'm standing here frozen in the middle of the street. I was bracing for impact, I was ready to fight, but you just dissolved like a ghost in the light. No, it's over, no sorry, no, give me some time, just a long heavy silence. The ultimate crime. I checked the call logs, I checked under the rug, hoping to find even a bitter cold shrug. But you left me with nothing to wrap my hands around, just the echo of a heart that stopped making a sound. the almost that kills me, the not quite that stings, the weight of 1,000 unspoken things. We were talking about dinner, we were talking about me. Then you just drifted 1,000,000 miles away. Give me a shout, give me a scream, give me a nightmare to break from this dream. I take a I hate you over this hollow piece. Anything to give my heavy heart some release. But the door is unlocked and the hallway is dim, and the cup of ours is dry at the rim. Just a long, heavy silence, the ultimate crime. No goodbye. Just to see you later, that never came true. The coffee's getting cold and the house is getting blue. I'm still waiting for the period at the end of the line, but I guess the silence is the only sign. I'm sitting on the edge of the bed we used to share, staring at the space where you're no longer there. I found the manual for the bookshelf we built, and a heavy jagged piece of my own quiet guilt. It says align the edges, make sure the screws are tight, but we didn't read the warnings in the middle of the night. We let a little wobble turn into a total lean, ignoring all the friction that was grating in between. It wasn't a fire that leveled the town, it was a slow motion leak that watered us down. We treated our love like a house made of stone, but even a fortress can't stand up alone. We could have fixed this, we had the tools in our hands, instead of just drifting like two different lands. A little more patience, a little less pride, a door left open instead of closing inside. It wasn't a mountain we couldn't climb over, just a few weeds in a field full of clover. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of what could have been, knowing we could have fixed this if we'd only let the light back in. I saw a couple fighting at the diner down the street. He reached but the toolbox is empty and the house is so quiet. I guess we just ran out of time to try it. I'm clearing out the cupboard, moving slow and strange, finding all the little parts of us I cannot change. There's no venom in my shadow, no fire in my chest, just a heavy, quiet longing for a heart to finally rest. I'm not burning all the photos, I'm not tearing down the hall, I'm just leaning my forehead against the kitchen wall, thinking how we tried to force a puzzle that was frayed, and how the colors of our summer started looking gray. I'm not looking for a villain or a story to tell to make me feel like I survived a burning kind of hell. It's much harder when you're kind, it's much harder when you're sweet, to admit the road is ending at the bottom of the street. I'm letting you go without a drop of hate, I'm putting down the anger before it gets too late. I'm choosing to remember the light inside your eyes, instead of all the bitter lows and all the hollow sides. You're not the enemy, you're just the one I lost, and I'm paying every dollar of this lonely heavy cost. Yeah, I'm letting you go with nothing but a thank you and a slow, soft glow. There's a grace in the leaving that I never understood, thinking moving on and burning every piece of wood, but I'm keeping the warmth and I'm leaving the flame. I'm learning how to whisper when I say your name. It's a different kind of breaking, it's a clean and steady cut, a door that's closing softly, not a door that's being shut. I'm wishing you the moonlight, I'm wishing you the stars. I'm not spending any more time counting up the scars. We were a beautiful chapter, but we're not the whole book, and I'm giving you a smile as I take one final look. I'm letting you go without a drop of hate, I'm putting down the anger before it gets too late. I'm choosing to remember the light inside your eyes, instead of all the bitter lows and all the hollow sides. You're not the enemy, you're just the one I lost, and I'm paying every dollar of this lonely heavy cost. Yeah, I'm letting you go with nothing but a thank you and a slow, soft glow. Just the sound of the wind through the autumn trees. You go your way and I'll go mine. I think we're both gonna be just fine. Go on, I'm okay. the golden curtains glow. I've got a suitcase in the back and a hole inside my chest, and I'm second guessing every choice and putting them to the test. I know I let the temper flare, I know I let the silence grow, but there's a side of every story that I never got to show. I wasn't perfect, no, I stumbled through the dark, but I was always trying to protect our little spark. I stayed up late to fix the things I broke. I swallowed every bitter word I nearly spoke. I pushed the world away just to keep you in the light. I fought 1,000 wars you never saw at night. I hope you know I tried. I hope you see the sweat beneath the heavy layers of the things I haven't said yet. I wasn't just a passenger, I wasn't just a ghost. I was the one who loved the things about you most. If it wasn't enough to keep us from the fall, at least remember I gave you my absolute all. Yeah, I hope you know I tried before I lost it all. I read the books on healing and I listened to the wind, trying to find the places where the us began to thin. I changed the way I listened and I changed the way I spoke, but some things are too brittle and some things just stay broke. You think I gave up easy, you think I walked away, but I've been fighting for a reason, just to make you wanna stay. Every I'm sorry was a brick in a bridge I tried to build, but the gaps between our spirits never truly could be filled. Look at my hands, they're shaking from the weight of trying to hold on to a love that turned to fate. I'm exhausted from the chase and I'm weary from the pride, but don't you ever say I didn't have the heart inside. I bled for every inch of ground we managed to reclaim, until there was nothing left of me but the shadow of my name. I hope you know I tried. I hope you see the sweat beneath the heavy layers of the things I haven't said yet. I wasn't just a passenger, I wasn't just a ghost. I was the one who loved the things about you most. If it wasn't enough to keep us from the fall, at least remember I gave you my absolute all. Yeah, I hope you know I tried before I lost it all. I tried, God knows I tried. The engine's getting warm now and the sun is going down. I'm leaving all my efforts in this quiet, lonely town. I hope you know, I really hope you know. I'm staring at the coaster on the coffee table, the one you bought because I always left a ring. It's funny how a life can become unstable over such a tiny, stupid fragile thing. We were arguing about the direction of the bed, or who forgot to lock the gate outside. But it wasn't really about the words we said, it was the way we both ran out of places to hide. And we got over something so small, a crack in the glass, a shadow on the wall. We survived the winters and the heavy storms, but we let the fire die just to stay warm. Now I'm standing in a house that's way too quiet, tripping over ghosts in the empty hall. How did we lose it all? How did we let it fall? We broke up over something so small. I found your favorite mug in the kitchen sink, half filled with water and a bitter trace of tea. It's the little habits that make me stop and think how you're no longer a part of the we. Was it the way I sighed when you took too long, or the way you never heard the things I meant? Now the foundation's gone and everything is wrong, over 10 cents worth of pride that we already spent. If it was a betrayal, I could find the hate. If it was a distance, I could blame the fate. But it was just a spark in a dry, dead room, a tiny little thread that unraveled the loom. Yeah, we broke up over something so small, a crack in the glass, a shadow on the wall. We survived the winters and the heavy storms, but we let the fire die just to stay warm. Now I'm standing in a house that's way too quiet, tripping over ghosts in the empty hall. How did we lose it all? How did we let it fall? We broke up over something so small, just a misplaced key, just a sorry I couldn't say. Now there's 1,000 miles of nothing between us today. Something so small that ended it all. I'm tracing the cracks in the kitchen tile, counting the minutes since you've been gone. I rehearsed my anger, I built up a pile of all the ways you did me wrong. Then you walked in late for the dinner I made, with that look in your eyes so hollow and bright. And every sharp word I was ready to say just dissolved in the heat of the light. 'Cause he smiled at me like nothing was wrong, like we weren't a house built on sand, like he hadn't been packing his bags all along, letting go of my hand. He laughed at a joke that I didn't tell, while my world was turning to gray. Yeah, he smiled at me like nothing was wrong, as he prepared to walk away. The silence is heavy, it's screaming your name, but you're humming a tune in the hall. It's a beautiful, twisted, and terrifying game to act like there's no ghost at all.